Hey, good morning. This is Bremster, and I'm obviously at this point early adopter addicted to this game. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm playing a silly build, and I'm just really enjoying playing Oswald. So I'm going to keep playing Oswald. Now, I think it was Spirits of Fire. I can probably check that by Conquered Spirits of Fire, Timeline's Echoes quest. Find the entrance to Age of Winter, find the... Yeah, I was doing Spirits of Fire. Blood and Death, it was said aid a different Wengari clan, which I think will give me a path between these, but everything is open, so, eh. So I was doing Spirits of Fire, so let's travel to Spirits of Fire. There's areas of the map in the quest I haven't been to, and it's a bit weird that it doesn't send you to them. Let's summon my Spriggan. Zoom out on the map. Man, I did a lot of this last night. Where was the entry point? Ooh, I could head down in this direction and open up more. I could head up here and open up more. This is closer to the entrance. So this is going to record 20 and 42 bonus. This is going to record... So this is getting me closer to the final boss. The further away from you are from your entry point, which was here, the more you get. 25... Enemies have 25 increased health and damage. I've been doing okay, so let's give this a try. Hello, James. Welcome back. And hello, Keith. This is... Oh, I do need to keep this open, so I need to do all 12 waves. 12 welves! I need to do 12 welves. That Wesley Webbit. 12 welves. I'm still playing this probably completely inefficient build, but I'm having a lot of fun with this completely inefficient build. I've been able to defeat every boss I've come across so far. It's another stunning shrine. I think my biggest problem with these ones is you want to pick up the shrines in case any of them are like experience shrines or anything, but you can't tell what they are. So you end up traveling away from the mobs in order to like, you don't need the shrines, but if any of them are like if any of them are experience or they're not. Okay. But if any of them were experience or oh, what are the ones? Shard shrines or any of that, so you end up travelling around, going from shrine to shrine, being distracted by the monsters rather than dealing with the monsters. I think those ones are a bit weird. Oh, that's cool. I've looked through the legendaries and I've not found anything in the legendaries that I think works for this build. But that's okay. I'm basically looking for tier 7 gear that will be an upgrade at this point. And I don't even know which way I'm going. Let's go this way. I'm looking at the modifiers they're applying and seeing if I'm worried about it too much. And so far I'm not. I mean, the chance to dodge plus they're deadly if they haven't been hit recently might be a bit of a problem. Maybe this is the one where I get hoisted on my own petard. I definitely need to update my loot filters now that I've got higher level. But I just want to play. At the moment, I'm not getting so much that I'm not prepared to do the loot filtering manually with the few items that I'm getting. Or the few items that I'm seeing. My loot filters are hiding almost everything. Oh, you should not be watching a stream while driving. Absolutely not. How are you, Keith? India. So I had such a wonderful... This is the ambush. This is the ambush. The terrible ambush. I had a wonderful stream last night where one of my oldest gaming friends from online gaming, someone I've never met in real life, they're in America, I'm in Australia, but we've been gaming together for over 10 years, probably closer to 15, maybe over 15, jumped into the stream and we chatted for 3 hours. I was going to game for about 2 hours and I ended up gaming for over 3.5 because I just wanted to keep chatting. So good. I am going to try and push for a little more stability. I may as well go for stability in game because I'm not going to find it in my mental environment. God, I love chests, though. I just really love them. What did I just get from that? It didn't tell me what I got from that. So I have no idea if I got what I wanted from that. Oh well. I have noticed that sometimes tooltips do not show up. So there's a few bugs in the game still that I'm hoping that go away in 1.0. I think 1.0 is going to be an amazing update. The game is going to be down for a day on the 1.0 launch, so in maybe 10 days, 9 days, the game is going to disappear for a day. And I could potentially play in offline mode. I am getting better, I think. I mean, I didn't sleep well last night, so a couple of things that were potentially on the cards for today are not. Because I've got a few things I need to do today, so I'm making sure I'm able to do those. So I am pacing myself, but there is a distinct possibility that a chunk of me pacing myself is I just want to play more Last Epoch, because why wouldn't I? Getting the company yesterday was great. I mean, you know, I always log into these hoping to get lots of company. It's really different when I've got a stream where I get lots of people in it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Keith. You being here like almost every time, I don't understand, and I hope that your life is fulfilling apart from being here. Thank you for being here. It's so wonderful, but I hope things are good for you. But this is coming out wrong and insulting, and that's not what I'm meaning. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, when I have a stream with more people to engage with, that's always great. There we go, 42. And now it's just my OCD keeping me here, finishing off those last couple of mobs. Experience. And there's another Fury Leap. So if let's try this again. Yeah, that time it worked. No idea. Tier 6, I'm just looking at tiers at the moment. See whether I am getting tier 7. So I am getting it, so that's tier 7. Okay. So is the tier 7 any good? Poison damage. If it was physical damage, that would be great. That is... I don't think that's phenomenal. Okay. I like the vitality and attunement. Now this scepter, increased critical strike chance, isn't what I wanted. It's critical strike multiplier. So it's critical strike multiplier and spell lightning damage on a... Oh, it's not a scepter anyway. Now this also isn't right. This is the right necklace I want for... my other build. What I am going to do is I'm going to shatter that one. And I don't care about quivers. So I'm doing level 90s. I think I'm level 83? 82. So while this build was supposed to be like a low-grade leveling build, I'm enjoying it. I've modified it a little from the recommended one that I was given, but I'm enjoying the build. I've probably modified it to make it worse, because that's the sort of thing that I do, because I'm terrible at build theory crafting. I just am. But I love that so many builds are viable in this game. It's so great. Destroy all Soul Spire. See, there's another thing. That if I'd gotten into this game with, like, months before, I would have logged so many bug reports. But I saw a post basically saying that their game is in, like, about a month ago, saying that, like, their game was in, like, locked version now because of everything that they've got to do. And I feel I've come the wrong way again. Probably can pull all these out. Oh, there's a shrine up there. Die, birdie, die. Rather make me fry. You're bold enough to go better. So die, birdie, die. Those lyrics sucked. But then again, I don't know what shrine I just hit. Shrine experience. Stunning shrine. What a stunning shrine. It's an armored phoenix. I love the graphics in this. The mobs look great. The environments look great. I wish there were more jungle type locations and everything, possibly because of the bleakness of other places that we've been recently in ARPGs. Like, things that are dark and bleak and hellish and all of that, I'm just kind of over them. So I want more places that are not ruins and not sort of hellscapes. Ooh, unbearable. Unique gloves. For unique, I possibly already have them. I do know how the rune of removal works, yes. I just don't have that many of them, and I'm not too stressed about the affixes. I'm just picking them up. I'm at 43 out of 44, so I'm going to see whether I can get to 44 out of 44 quite quickly. Should be able to. See? I think if I look at how many I have, I'm up at 70, so it's not too bad. There's a few bugs I have found, such as if I go into things like view materials, and then whoops, what was it? If I go into view materials, and then I try and use force move, it often doesn't work. And if I use my filter and stuff, it definitely doesn't work. Okay, so tier 6 one-handed mace, that's not anything I will use, although I mean, I could rune of removal that to try and get, what is it, 6 of melee critical... no, it's melee critical strike chance. I don't care about that. Melee void damage. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of those with the build I'm running. Man, the Riverbend Grasp. I have had so many pairs of this glove. They've never had forging potential, but I've had so many of them. 7% lightning resistance. That's poison. Where am I putting my lightning? Where am I putting my lightning? There. Necrotic is there. I will need to sort through these and get rid of the bad ones at some point. Poison is there. Elemental is down here. Is that 2% element? Goodbye. 6% void. And 17% void. And fire. I don't get many fire. But I don't think that's going to be a good one anyway. It's still an issue. And how would they know that I've beat Lagon twice? And I haven't faced Lagon at the hardest difficulty yet, Keith. So, I haven't got close to him on, like, high corruption or anything like that. So, it is possible, but the issue is still there. When there have been now 2 boss fights. I came across one last night. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the last one in the Echo of Dragons, where the first time I encountered that fight, there was a shield that a dragon put up that just turned my screen basically cyan, and I couldn't see anything. My screen changed color, and I could not see any detail. And I had to, the next time I went in, basically figure out how to adjust everything to knowing that was coming and what I was going to do about it. And what I eventually had to do was, someone told me that the effect was centered on the boss. So I basically, even though I'm a melee build, had to spend as much time as possible not centered on the boss. Yeah, it was a bit weird. And particularly at the start, until I could actually understand how that mechanic worked, and then I was able to adjust. But at the beginning, I walked in, my screen changed colour, I couldn't see what was going on, and then I was dead. And even then, when I had the colour changes, if I was in the wrong spot, I literally couldn't see part of the screen. Like, it was a tint on my screen that made everything in that tint invisible. So they've still got issues. Yeah. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's hit a beacon. This is not a reset beacon. But I don't think I've enjoyed... Ooh, this could be a problem. I'm going to run out of rage. Yeah. Absolutely going to run out of rage here. Although it's going up. And... I'm in multiple fights at once. Fortunately, I have plants. Okay. I win. They found me unbearable. I'm going to make that joke a lot. When I'm playing this, I will come up with paladin jokes, I'm sure. I both miss and don't miss the constant terrible lines from the Diablo 3 characters. Like when you were playing Diablo 3, the Crusader, like every 10 seconds would say something stupid, and they would say the same 8 lines over and over and over, as would your follower. And it's like, it's good to not have that, But the repeat every 20 minutes of the "I will not die here" is like, having something a little more than that would be fun. Like, but this is 2024. You've got unlimited audio space. If every 2 minutes you had the voice actor for the druid have maybe, 40 or 50 really silly lines, or possibly even 2 or 3 based on sewers. So you turn around and say, okay, we've got forest locations, we've got monsters, we've got combos of monsters and forest locations. You get your community or your developers to come up with a bunch of silly lines, or things like that. You literally develop all of this. People would do it over their lunch break. Your community will have done it like I have. All of these. You get your druid actors to say it. You drop those sound files in, and then every 5 minutes you just get your character to randomly say one. Why the heck not? It would cost you in game file, because audio files are tiny, it would cost you in game file space, even if you did it for each of the 15 classes. You did, 100 audio snippets that were like a second long. It would cost you maybe 2 meg of game file space. So less than the video files of, the texture files of some of the locations here. It would be tiny. Let's try and get some more stability. No, if you haven't seen the Sudoku University series, there's a YouTube channel that started doing them. I can't remember the name of the guy who's doing them. But he's been releasing a video a day for the last 6 days, called Sudoku University. The videos vary between 10 and about 25 minutes long, and they are literally going through concepts in the game from... Actually, I think the crafting one was about 40 minutes. The one he did yesterday was on factions, and he's literally going through from basics. And one of the problems I have with a lot of video games is their beginner videos and their concept videos aren't that. So they'll people who make beginner guides of like, I've got 1,000 hours in the game, and they don't remember what it's like to be a beginner. This guy has really gone back and gone, okay, if you know nothing, these are the things that you'll want to know. It's really good. And he takes it through to semi-advanced concepts. And in some cases, advanced concepts. It's really good. Like, if you watch the crafting one, he takes you through what all of the runes do, how they can interact, gives you examples. Very cool stuff. I used a couple of glyphs of order yesterday to improve an item, because I had heaps of forging potential. I had most of my ranks at tier 5 and some at tier 4, and the things that I was trying to improve were already at maximum roll. So why would I re-roll within the range when I didn't need to preserve forging potential? So I used glyphs of order and was able to get a much better item because of it. I've also used the one that allows me to re-roll the ranges within my affixes to get some improvements. It's been really good. You appeared to belittle my problems within the game. I hope they do as well. No, it's... You are not belittling anyone, Keith. I never got that impression. I'm holding a discussion here while playing, and this is why I love doing this, because otherwise I'd just be sitting here on my own. There's something... I found it when I was solving puzzles, and it's why I wanted to create this channel for playing, is when I was solving puzzles and explaining what I was doing, I was enjoying the puzzles more. So, and even if I was just recording, so I didn't have the interactive thing that I have here, if all I was doing was presenting what I was doing, I was engaging more in my mind. So it was causing me, rather than just turn off mentally and go, oh, this is this, like from a puzzle perspective, rather than just go, oh, this is this, therefore, I was going, not only what does it mean, but how do I explain that? And I was finding that it was just more engaging for me. So what I have done is, the reason I'm enjoying streaming, apart from having a record of what I've done for me to go back to potentially when I can't game anymore, is because even if I've got no one watching, which has happened for a lot of my streams, then the concept of me presenting what I'm doing, which sometimes I forget about, but the concept of me presenting what I'm doing means that I'm staying more mentally engaged. I don't just... and that's really cool. He wasn't a streamer. He may be a streamer. I think he streams over on Twitch, but what he's doing is releasing YouTube videos. Hey, Heliopolis. I did a lot of streams yesterday, and I'm doing more today. I'm having a blast with this. So, ooh, some legendary potential. Don't see that very often. Except that is not an item I think I will use. Although, theoretically, I could do quite well in this build if I was dual wielding. I've considered the possibility of dual wielding. So I'm starting to get some legendary potential on stuff. $11 lightning resistance in 2 slots. No. But I'll put these aside. So if I compare these two, yeah, I don't know. It just gets weird. Theoretically, the one with LP is better. LP, legendary potential. I try really hard to be welcoming to people of all skill levels in any hobby I'm doing. It's tricky. It is really tricky. And I do have a point to spend. And I think I'm going to continue to put it into Rageborn. I do want to check... Yeah, my crit strike avoidance is 128%. So I have too much crit strike avoidance. So... this ring... This ring is terrible. And I could potentially get rid of some of this. But I also want the attunement, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing my build wrong, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So I'm close to being able to do the boss. I'm also close to being able to. There's an Uber boss thing. I keep forgetting his name. He's the boss that can appear in all of these. He's the guy who's messing around with the timelines, and he's the boss that you end up doing a lot of in order to build up corruption. And I can never remember his name. I will eventually remember him completely because he's the boss I will fight more than any other. But at the moment, I fought him twice, so I don't remember. And I'm also terrible at that sort of name. That guy is now on the map at level 90, which feels a little scary to me. Doing here? Seal the Ash Gate. And because I'm close to fighting the boss, get as much corruption as possible. So getting lots of quivers. Though it's weird to me that as a class that I don't think can use bows, I get a lot of quivers. I would have thought quivers should have been specific to classes that could use bows. I mean, I suppose I can use bows, but never would. I don't have bow abilities. I think bows and quivers should probably be rogue only. But there you go. Not my call. Let's die. Thank you. Let's do the mage. Do the mage. Do the mage. He's going to teleport as soon as I jump. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he teleported twice. You sneaky. And it wasn't a teleport. It was a charge and charge back. Like a bad credit card transaction, that dude. That's a problem. One of the first things I mentioned in my first ever thing was that when you go behind something, it like hides the object that you can't see through. That's the first time I think I've seen that happen like that badly. It's happened before, but nowhere near that badly. That tree, not good. That is a bad tree. And I would call that a bug. I mean, I'd call some of these things bugs as well, but they're actual like insect bugs, not computer game glitch bugs. Can you tell it's a Sunday morning and I've been drinking? There's more than just gold. Gold is enough. It's buried below. Beautiful gold. There's seeds in the ground. Lovable gold. Just waiting to grow. Spendable gold. So yeah, I spent some time on the stream last night looking at the purchasable cosmetics, and I spent some time after the stream last night looking at the purchasable cosmetics and trying to decide whether I wanted to... Like, some of them are more expensive than the game. And I have no problem with this, because there is no playable element in the game that is even vaguely as close, or that is, like, in any way limited by spending that extra money. Like, it's the whole concept of you can, you know, pimp my ride. People can do that if they want. There is absolutely no problem with it. So, and you know, some people will turn around and, you know, people will buy a $20,000 car and then spend $30,000 pimping it out, or, you know, whatever the values of cars is, I don't know. And people go, those people are crazy. They are, but they get a lot of fun out of it. So where's the problem with that? I think those people are crazy, but where's the problem with that? If someone wants to buy a $35 game and then spend $50 pimping it out, good luck to them. I'm trying to decide whether I want to, because I've already had my 35 US value out of this game, and I plan on playing a lot more of it. So how quickly do I think I can get one more point of stability? And max out my bonus stability. There we go. Well, more shards. All the shards in the world. I'm doing okay. As I was saying earlier, one of my gaming friends that I've had for about 15 years and haven't spoken to in at least 2, dropped in to the stream last night, and I was chatting to him, and that was absolutely phenomenal. See, these always have bow damage on them, and I never see bows, so why do I see quivers? Okay, so keys. Assassin's Jade Amulet of Deflection. Increased crit strike chance, void resistance, and physical resistance. So, am I over on cold? I am a little over on cold. So, oops, pushed the wrong button again. So, if I put... Considering I've now got a good crit strike build, now I'm over on physical resistance. I could lose my physical resistance from somewhere else if I did this, though I'm not sure where from. Because I've got physical resistance. So what's the other one? put that in the stash. And this is Droll Sting, which I do have one of. The one I got is just worse. Okay. So. So, increase melee attack speed, okay. Throwing attack speed, Now, poison penetration I'm not too worried about. I could put increased physical damage on this. The void resistance would be good. The physical resistance... I would lose a lot of dodge rating is the problem. The question is, how lucky would I be... I could just make a lucky roll on this. Turn this to a glyph of chaos and see if I get something good. I don't. And now it's garbage and I just get rid of it. So I gave it a shot. It failed. And now that is useless. Take the chance. That's what you do. This one has the increased physical damage. Crit strike multiplier is not terrible. I need void resistance on it. If I could turn the lightning resistance into void or dodge. So if I can turn the lightning damage into void or dodge, and let's try the same thing. I upgrade this with a glyph of chaos. There's void, but I've almost run out of forging potential. I change this to hope. I add dodge rating to this. Well, the dodge rating went terribly on that. 39, that's in the minimum. That's close to minimum. All of those are close to minimum. So... that went down, that went up, that went up, that went up. So if I compare those necklaces now, that's got 0. My physical damage will go down a little. My crit strike multiplier will go up. My void resistance will go up, which is neither here nor there. And my dodge rating will go up. So I lose a little bit of physical damage, but I'm doing okay. That is an upgrade, which I just made. There you go. And I'm just going to shatter this to get some shards back. There you go. Done. And I should still have... Ooh, I lost a bit of cold. That's my problem. So what I might need to do... Actually, I'm now over on void. So I can take that off. I can take that off. I can take that off. I need a little bit of cold resistance. That might be good. Let's see what I've got here in cold resistance. That's probably better. That one might actually serve me better again. Because I think that gets me there. It does. And now I've got 3 slots to play with for something like that. That's a possible. That one though. So if I take off that one, put that there, I can put that on, and that will give me a really nice boost. So now I still have all my resistances at cap. They're a little bit more in line with where they should be. My armor's gone up. My dodge has gone up. My defenses are still good. But my crit chance is up. My crit chance multiplier is up. And I added some more physical damage and my vitality has gone up. Which is why my resistance is going... Oh, okay. So that's why my necrotic and poison resistance has gone up. Because I've got more vitality. Anyway, do I want to try this boss? I know nothing about it. Know nothing about this boss at all. I expect to have to figure out what visual thing is going to come my way. Confront the immortal shamans.
You will be snuffed out. Be engulfed. Burn to ashes. Erupt. Embrace the flame. Eternal flame. You will be.
We didn't start the fire, but the snags are burning because you didn't turn them. We didn't start the fire.
Burn to ashes.
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. Rosenberg's H-Bomb, Sugar Ray, Parmesan, Randover, King and I, and the Catcher in the Rye, Eisenhower vaccine. Actually, I just skipped a verse. I am focusing on a fight. also been probably a decade since I listened to that song.
You will be snuffed out. Eternal flame.
Ooh.
Burn to ashes. Eternal embrace the flame. No, the flame is my soul burns.
Okay.
Strongest burn the brightest. How bright will you burn?
Choose a reward. Fire resistance, chance to shred, or 23% increased dodge rating. Probably want... Now, I've got fire resistance on everything, but if I take the fire resistance, it means that I could start ignoring fire resistance on items for a bit. Even though I'm already way over the fire resistance cap. Part of me feels I should just take the fire resistance, although dodge rating's pretty good. I might take dodge. For now, I think I'll take dodge, because I could always do this again. Hey Thel, welcome back. I am back in the Last Epoch, yes. I think I'm going to take dodge, because dodge is going to help me right now, and continue to help me. And if I find... Oh, it's so tempting to go for the resistance, though, even though it's not going to help me right now. Because it means it'll be easier to replace the resistance item. I'm going to take the dodge for now. I can always... So this item has +1 to entangling roots. So this is where, and this is what James was saying earlier, I could use a rune of removal, and it has a chance of taking the entangling roots. So if I remove the affix, it took the entangling roots, and I got that shard. And now I can drop it on the ground. Buldar's Wrath. Shred armor on hit. Use Earthquake after using a non-channeled movement ability every 5 seconds. I have a non-channeled movement ability. Earthquake is converted to fire. 100% of armor shred chance is converted to ignite chance for Earthquake. That's a very weird weapon. Onward! No, Oswald. Onward, Oswald! And I think this is the button I need to hit when I've done all 3 locations. Because I just did Spirits of Fire. I'm now at the Last Ruin. I think I want to do the Age of Winter instead. Wait. No, I'm not at the Last Ruin, but I'm heading towards the Last Winter. You know what? I'm tempted to go try something else for a bit. I don't know why I've got a question mark. Oh, it's got a question mark in the ancient era when all of these things are at the end of time. So I'm a little confused, although these might be in the ancient era because that's when those things are set. I don't know. So I've unlocked all the timelines. It says I've completed 10 of the 20 monoliths. But I haven't. I've done this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't done these 2. So monolith completion down here is wrong. I've done 174 echoes, which is great. I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's part of me that wants to go back and do something like Fall of the Outcast or something and get something really silly. And do something really low level just for fun. Ooh. So I've got dodge rating from here and increased dodge rating from here. They've got the minimum necrotic resistance I could from there. I got a lot of health regen from there. And I got the minimum experience from here. Why has this got a gold border? I don't know why this has a gold border while the others have blue circles. There's a lot that the game does not explain to you. Oh, that's because I'm on Fall of the Outcasts. You know what? Just for silliness and fun... This shouldn't take me very long, I'm hoping. And I should be able to chat more often, but I might be able to get a better XP bonus out of this. Because everything is just going to die. But the whole point is to try and get the better XP bonus. And I'll, like I did earlier, I will get the... I will continue to get gold, which I need, and shards, which I don't need much of. And as I said yesterday, hang on, I got purples out of that? They won't be good. They will absolutely not be good. Idols have the potential to be good, though. As I said, yesterday, one of the things I used to love doing when I was doing relaxing gaming, and I have felt that one of the things streaming has done is it's made me feel a little bit more stressed by what I do, and I need to just relax and do it, is I would log onto a game and I would just spend some time farming, and that's basically what I'm doing here. How am I getting so many purples in this difficulty? But, Phil, you would remember when I was chronically ill and couldn't leave the house. I knew you back then, back in Burning Crusade days, and I would log on for like 8 hours a day, sitting right where I'm sitting now, but in a much worse chair on a much worse computer, and I would just farm, run around doing herbing and mining for like 6 to 8 hours a day, because it was a way I could get some company when I could barely walk the length of the house. Now I do that through choice rather than through being forced, because I'm an idiot. Yes, I remember being one of the first people on the server when it was Legion and they introduced the legendary fishing pole. I was one of the... I think I was the first person on our server and one of the first people to get the legendary fishing pole, because I was focusing on that more than I was on leveling. So everyone else was... I had to level to get some of the bits for it. But like everyone else was like trying to push their gear up and everything, and I was pushing for the legendary fishing pole. Like, but we could run a dungeon. It's like, no thanks, fishing. It's like, what is wrong with you? It's like, I'm fishing. I'm having a ball. I'm sitting here listening to music and I'm fishing. I'm having an absolutely great time. Send those in. Why did I get so many purples? It's a wand. Don't care. Don't care. Although, actually... I don't think so. I'm just going to say no. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just going to try and push for this better experience buff, which I will then replace at some point very soon as well. But I'm just chilling with friends. Doing something silly fun. I enjoy silly fun. I'm curious from the people here who know my puzzle channel, what they think of me turning off the timer completely. Particularly for the gas puzzles. As long as these mobs, I feel like I should kill them if there's... that'll do. There's my key. There's my glyphs. There's my beacon. So has everyone had a good weekend so far? So yeah, in my most recent gas video piece, after the first puzzle, I commented that I was a little unhappy that I felt stressed while solving the puzzle because I didn't understand the logic of the puzzle. It was something a bit new to me. So, and I felt stressed whilst trying to understand the logic that I was taking time to try and figure out what was going on. And it was like, why am I doing puzzles if they're stressful? Like, I don't enjoy puzzles if they're stressful. I mean, being on YouTube always makes it a little bit stressful. But that's not the point of this. So, what I commented is that I really wished that I could just not have the timer at all. Because even if you turn the timer off in Sudoku Pad, then you get, at the end, the time pops up. And Sven being Sven, I reached out to him and said, is this a possibility? Is this an option? And he turned around and said, well, no, but for someone like you who donates nearly $100 a month, pays nearly $100 a month for the tool, because I give him, I use his tool for my videos every day. So because of that, I feel I should pay for it. I feel I should pay for the things that I use. So I actually give him $2.50 a day, I feel, is what I give him, or something like that. He said, for you, yes, here is the way you can make it that the timer doesn't show up at the end. And I did that for some of the puzzles in the gas video. And there's been no negative comments, but there's been no positive, or there's been a positive comment. I'm just curious what people think of me solving puzzles that are kind of designed to be speed solved by experts. I know the name of the series is Genuinely Approachable Sudoku, and I feel that is kind of accurate. What I feel the series really is puzzles designed to be speed solved by experts, rather than puzzles designed for beginners. And I think those are two different things. And I think it's fine. I have no problem with those as concepts. I think it's a great thing for us to have in the community. But I think they are different. There is a different thing between puzzles for beginners and for puzzles for experts to be able to do quickly. Because there is quite often logic in the Genuinely Approachable Sudoku that beginners just do not understand. I agree, Heliopolis. And I know Sven is looking at potentially making it a feature. But doing it quickly was not something that was built in. But doing it quickly for me was something that could be... Yeah. Yeah. I would like it if the timer was actually... The default was the timer was off. And turning the timer on was the option. I actually think that would be way more welcoming to people. It's like... and possibly have the tool have a thing of, you know, when you log in, it takes you through some of the settings and goes, would you like this? Would you like this? You know, would you like to actually track the times of your souls? Yes, no. Destroy both soul spire. I still wish it should have said soul spires. No worries, still. Yeah, I am in complete agreement. So having the ability to turn it off for my video records is cool. I'm just curious what people think of someone who is recording the Genuinely Approachable Sudoku for YouTube, not actually showing times at all. Now, people, of course, can get my times by looking at the time that I started the puzzle and then the time I finished the puzzle. I'm not going to, you know, that's up to them. But all of a sudden, the work is on them. If they want to know my time, they've got to put some effort in. That is a rogue. A rogue thing with mana. Some things in this, some concepts in this game really confuse me. I might mention it to Sven that I've had this chat with a few people, and the concept of the timer was, you know, was definitely one, because I found I was enjoying the gas puzzles more with the timer turned off. Just more fun. Like, don't know what my times are. Don't know whether I got hats or dinosaurs. No idea. Unfortunately, it's not something I can give to Maggie. Although she doesn't mind the timer from tracking her progress, because if she takes 2 hours to solve a medium difficulty New York Times classic, she doesn't care. One of the things that she'll often do is load up the puzzle and then, you know, go do some housework. And so it's like, what's my time? It says 4.5 hours, but I didn't take that long. I don't know what the... Oh, the glowy things are don't stand in them. Okay, got it. I've never seen that in an arena fight before. Experience tomes, which will give me almost no experience. Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely in agreement on that one, and I am definitely a believer that the timer being able to not be there at all. I mean, you can hide the timer, but it'll always pop up at the end for most people. Me being able to turn that off is a really nice feature. I have to remember to do it, which is a little annoying. Every time you load a page, the timer appears, and I have to manually disable it showing at the end. That's okay. At least it's a thing that Sven gave me. And I'm grateful to Sven for doing it. I have absolutely no complaints. I was just curious what people thought, was all. Timer is also useful when testing, I find. So when my testers are able to give me their solve times, I find it useful because I can tell, like, you know, if a Heliopolis takes an hour to solve a puzzle, I probably know that it's going to be something I need to spend a little bit more time on if I'm going to solve it for the channel. Well, Sven has the advantage of, because he wrote Sudoku Pad, he knows how to develop a line of code that will disable certain functions for certain executions of the page. So, you know, he has that advantage. Yeah, that's a very good point. Testing is an incredibly genuine use case. Yeah. I mean, I could see all sorts of I have all sorts of dream features for Sudoku Pad, which is basically when you load Sudoku Pad. Like, I wouldn't mind Sudoku Pad having accounts as an option, but you load up Sudoku Pad and then you have a mode. And you could basically set up profiles in Sudoku Pad where you basically set up your own setting profiles. And I could have a profile which is my streaming profile. I have a profile which is my testing profile. So that if I'm streaming, I have these settings. And if I'm testing, I have these settings. Because when I'm testing, I often want to have features available that I don't have when I'm streaming. I don't use pencil mark checker when I'm testing because I want to know that the things that I'm looking for are still spottable, or that I am not relying on bad scanning or anything. Though I will often do a final test run after a week or so of a puzzle with the pencil mark checker on to get an idea of whether the puzzle is trivial with pencil mark checking on. Well, I'm still getting bonuses and there's huge swathes of mobs. I'm going to pick them up, but at the moment I'm doing fine because I'm doing content that is 30 levels lower than me, but I'm going for a particular thing. Yeah, I'm having a ball. I'm really enjoying it. This is a suboptimal build that when I found it, they said this is a leveling build that'll be terrible in endgame. Fine. I've made some changes to it and I'm having an absolute blast with it. So, if I'm having fun with it, I don't care about the rest. I've found a build that that a few people have said is great in endgame, that I am starting to collect some gear for and keep an eye out for the gear for. But This game is a week from launching in 1.0, and I will probably play something different in that. So, yeah, I probably won't even get to the full end game on this bear. Though I might come back to it at some point. Or I'll play another bear in another... they're not seasons, what are they called? They also start with S's. I've been saying it for a week without getting it wrong, or without being too confused, and now I can't remember what it is. Cycle. It doesn't start with S. See? Cycle. S-Y-C-L-E. Sickle. In their first sickle, I'll probably play a paladin, I think. See? Sickle. It starts with an S. I was right. Very Viking. Ooh, actually, I probably didn't need to do this. I think I'd got far enough that I could actually do the quests. But these are only taking me a couple of minutes, which is... I like that I can literally just come in here, do something silly for a couple of minutes, have some fun, and potentially, even though this is lower level content, actually get an upgrade to the blessing for my character. Well, they did put Displace a Beast into the Creative Commons system reference document. They just didn't do it by name. They also mentioned Beholders in one of the magic items, and they mentioned Umberhulk as a monstrosity or something. So it was like, they kind of screwed up there. They didn't actually give the stats, but they did like drop the names into Creative Commons, which was a very interesting choice. %42% cold resistance. That's disturbing. Okay. Yes, I've unlocked enough to do the quests. Let's do the quests.
Don't lose your way.
Don't lose my way. The maps have these blue lines on them with question marks pointing to where I need to go. I don't need those shards at all, but I'm still clicking on them because it's my collection thing. Like, I've gotten over the fact in this game that pick up everything. They've done a very good job of making it that, like, items that are useless are actually useless, unlike in the Diablo games where every item is useful. But I have to pick up shards. There's nothing I can do to not pick up shards. It's like in Just Cause 2, where it's like the vehicle upgrade boxes are actually useless in Just Cause 2. They don't actually do anything because of bad game design, but I've got to collect them anyway. Now it's possible I'll miss some by just not noticing them. That's absolutely something I might do. But if I notice them, I'm gonna pick them up. I still see 3-digit piles of gold numbers and I'm going to go get them. Well, if I see them. Again, I find it really hard to read those numbers on the ground. I really like this mechanic. Bonus items here. You get a reward from every one you do from over here. Go over here, do the next thing. Just get on to the next thing. Just instant. Just keep going. No go back to town. No then have to like clear out too much stuff. Like the Diablo 4, 3 or 4 minutes between everything you do, just gone. Like, oh my lord, these people understand what people want from an action role-playing game. But I want to get back into fighting stuff, please. Yeah. I've gone the wrong way, but there's a shrine here. The fact that there's so many shrines everywhere. In one of my early streams, I found a beer. And you couldn't pick it up and you couldn't do anything with it. Now, there was someone here earlier, I think it's James, who knows this game. And I'm really curious if you know what the beer is. I've not seen another one. It was a potion that dropped on the ground that couldn't be picked up. And I think I was reminded of it because I think it dropped in here. The other thing I really like is I don't think this game has any achievements. So you're not chasing doing things for pointless purposes. Now that may change, but so the real money transactions are completely optional. There's as much storage space as you can save up the gold to buy. Defeat the Imperial Commander. I'm your new commander. You know I'm a prisoner. We return from downtown Majelka. I get that, Eric. I've had times when I'm not a fan of achievements. I don't mind them overall. Pebbles. I thought I had pebbles stuff. Yeah, it's up the top here. Pebbles. Keys. Actually, why aren't I doing it through here? Keys. I don't know about this idol. Do I have room to store it? I do if I am actually more careful with all of this. I need to figure out how to store all this stuff better. More! So I will figure out how to store some more idols at some point. I need to clean all those up and then I can reallocate the tab to something else. But at some point I need to clear up my idols. But for now... The altar of flesh!
The altar of flesh.
It keeps asking me to unlock one of the timelines. They're both unlocked. Okay, so I'm currently running 4% increased experience, gold drop rate, unique drop, or ornate idol drop rate. I am going to keep my current. Oh well, didn't get what I wanted. Now, if I go to the end of time... So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive. Woven flesh.
You have found woven flesh.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know, don't care. Ooh, I also have a key. I have a temporal sanctum key. Now, temporal sanctum is used for making uniques into legendaries, and I really don't need to do that. I don't really want to spend too much gold on this one. Do I want to try... Actually, I'm going to try another arena. This is the other thing I like. I am now traveling to the arena. That's really cool. I want to use an arena key. I right-click on the key. I'm right there. And it puts you outside, similar to what people were complaining about before, but you need to actually say, I want to use the key. Do I want to try a level 90? I'm going to die on a level 90. I am absolutely going to get my ass handed to me on a level 90. But I'm going to try it anyway. I am going to die. Like, I'm going in here knowing... Because after every 10 levels, you get a... Are there waves of enemies coming from anywhere? After every 10 levels, you get a massive buff to what the mobs have. And that massive buff is going to absolutely devastate me. By the time I get to the boss. This map is terrible. So I've completed 5 waves. Oh no, wait. Oh, well, I may not die here, but I'm going to die in this arena. Now, the question is, do I die in phase 3 or phase 4, I suspect. It's possible I'll die in phase 2, but I think it's going to be 3 or 4. Because when these things are getting like 200% buffs on top of 60% buffs on top of 80% buffs, like, really? Like, they're already plowing through my health. So, do I want them to have 90% increased damage and they drop Exalteds or many idols? If I do this, I'm just going to fail. So I'm just going to pick the easier one. I would like them to drop Exalteds, but I would just be so dead. And I'm not going to get to the champion anyway, so...
I shouldn't have picked that up at that point. That was dumb. But it's okay. You can really make up for experience by just playing the game. No, there's more shrines. Ooh, am I getting more lag? Because I just hit my traversal button and it took like a second for it to kick in. Maybe? It doesn't feel laggy. That may have just been me. It's probably just me. Waves completed. So, wow, I either choose 90% increased damage or 70% increased damage. I'm in trouble. I think I'm in trouble. Na 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 na. Wait, you said waves completed. I haven't said continue. Why are there more mobs? Why were there more mobs? There's supposed to be a pause at 25 waves completed. What? What? What was going on there? So am I in both wave 24 and 25? What's going on? Okay, this is about to get a lot harder. I do see drops a unique piece of armor. Now that is absolutely something that you want, but 180% increased damage, I just can't face it. Oh, I will die here. I fully expect to die here. Stop saying that! You're jinxing it. I'm trying to have the game prove me wrong. You're trying to get the game to prove you wrong, and that's a lot less fun. The Crimson Blade. Okay. Do I know the Crimson Blade? Okay, that hurts. I think this is the guy that killed me the first time because I felt like I was just perma-stunned and then dead. Like, I can't see what direction he's shooting in. I think he's shooting in all of them. Oh my god! How did that happen? I figured my plants did all the work. I just avoided him and the plants did all the work. Unfortunately, that necklace isn't quite the one I need for my other build. I'm glad people are enjoying watching this absolute train wreck. At some point, I will do a more concerted effort about sorting all this stuff out. I might even do that not on stream.
Selling?
Okay. I might actually try the next level, even though this was a little bit weird and I struggled with it, of Soulfire Bastion. Show people what the other dungeon is like. I don't know what level this is. The first one I did, I think, was like 50. $75. Okay. So in this dungeon, mobs do like one hits with fire and one hits with, I think it's necrotic, but you can have a shield that is either fire or necrotic that makes you immune to those sorts of damage. Now, if you look down beside my health bar, there's a little globe that has, I think it currently says 334, and that will go up and down. What's in this direction? That's a dead end. It's a dead end. Chests. Cool. What that does is, if I hit my D key, I change between being immune to fire and being immune to necrotic, so you can avoid the effects of many of the of a lot of the damage by switching your shield. Every time you switch your shield, you use one of those, like that would be a one-shot necrotic thing, and I could switch my shield to get rid of it. Although at level 75, these necrotic things aren't hurting me too bad. But you could switch your shield to make yourself immune to the other type. Like there'd be a big fire thing, but I'm not worried about it because I'm immune to fire. But it uses one of those shards. Now, you get shards by killing mobs, great. And so you'll notice the number is going up. But at the end, you use what shards you haven't used to purchase gear, which has a chance of being gear that you want, which is a really cool mechanic. So for this, I'm going to change to necrotic, although there's fire on the ground, so that's not great. Then I'm going to change back to fire. And I'm not worried about using the shards because the gamble mechanic is neither here nor there, and there's those shards I'm picking up. So you go through the dungeon, making yourself immune, and the final boss fight has one-shots with both fire and necrotic, and you need to change your shield in order to make it work. And I think it's a really cool dungeon mechanic. Keith, absolutely. If it's bedtime, go to bed. I'm not... Leave the stream open or not, that's up to you. I mean, it's great for YouTube. As a YouTube premium person, one of the things that I sometimes do for channels that I'm supporting, and I'm not saying to do this, I'm just saying it's one of the things that I sometimes do, is I will load up a playlist of their videos, and I will just leave it running during my work day or whatever. I want to go back and pick those up. There's a lot of necrotic flying around, but I seem to be doing okay. Possibly because it's level 75. he's doing cold damage. All these extra shards. Now I'm looking for the door to get me to level 2, which is apparently bigger than level 1. This dungeon is big, is one of the things I've learned. And I've hit dead ends. Dead end. Don't walk, keep out, red light. It's a red light, yo. Steep cliff. I need to listen to more musicals so I can build up my what musical song am I going to sing that's appropriate to the thing that I'm doing in game. I imagine at high levels this is going to be quite tricky when you've got mobs doing necrotic on top of mobs doing fire like that. Like this. Although the mob doing fire died very quickly, so there is a door. 10% first item purchase from the Soul Gambler is a rare item with a random tier 3 sealed affix. Okay, fine. Probably not the best thing I could get, but... Wow, 7 people watching. This is my most popular stream of this game so far. Hi, everyone. I like how they give you those interstitial levels, so if you want to take a short break between them, you can. That's a really, really clever... Simple yet clever, and I'm sure there'll be seriously hardcore gamers who say, why is this, like, why are you putting this time wasting thing in between? It's incredibly good design. Like, if you are, it's just an extra couple of seconds, but it gives you the opportunity to take a break. I also like that so far nothing I've encountered in this game is timed. But I haven't encountered a single thing where it's like, do this in 3 minutes or else. Oops, I'm in the wrong shield mode. I think I noticed this last time I came through as well. When you entered level 2, your shield mode just auto-changed. Yes. Keith meet Thel. Keith is one of my incredible regulars who is a great support to this channel. And Thel has been a friend of mine for so long. I have such a wonderful community who supports me. Oops. And that's where I should have changed the shield. There too. Now the fire is hurting me. Oops. There was lag. I pushed the button and it didn't change instantly. The big trick I would recommend for this is don't try and preserve shards to have currency at the end, because if you die, you get none. The other thing that they've done in this that I think is absolutely phenomenal is shards you preserve from one run carry over to the next. So if you do a run and the items at the end don't seem to be something that you want, just don't spend anything. You haven't wasted the run, and I think that's just phenomenal. Ooh. Well, I'm glad I was in fire for that. So you could run these and just build up shards. There's a door. Each non-exalted affix on an exalted item from the Soul Gambler has a 20% chance to roll twice within its range and take the higher value. Okay. I wonder if I'll ever see more than 10 people on this. Where is my Spriggan? Let's try the boss.
Come to play with fire. Yeah.
So that ring is something that you need to absolutely... So the floor, you need to be basically shielded from the color of the floor. But that ring, you need to switch to...
The fire rises.
You didn't drop anything useful. But with that ring, you swap to necrotic just before the ring hits. That worked okay. Halvar. I need to clear up my void resistance stuff. Hang on. Is that one as good as it looks? That one, 5% increased health and 28 health compared to 3%. Swap, please. Yeah, baby. Okay, now, what do I want to upgrade here? Now, I keep saying that ring. So let's try and see if I can buy rings.
Fantastic work. Formosus will clatter with delight when I give him my report. Now about those
Now, I knew the
soul
first item
ones. Care to let me see your hole?
was going to be
friend?
terrible. Let's buy another ring. Unique.
Oh, lucky you.
Nah, let's buy another ring. Nope.
Nice one.
How much are they costing? 100. Does it tell you in the tooltip how much they're going to cost?
Lucky you.
Yeah, Soul Ember cost 100. Let's do one more.
Oh, lucky you.
That's not good. Ah, what the hell. Let's buy the last one.
Well spent.
So I got a set piece. So I don't think any of them were particularly great. But I got a unique, which is the same as that one. Except it's better than that one, so you stay behind. And I got a set ring, part of the Invoker. and these are just garbage. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Wow, I have a lot of people watching. I kind of feel forced to keep playing, but I would normally take a break at this point. What I might do is I might go to the Age of Winter and do just a couple of echoes here. Although, have I done the Age of Winter? No, I have not. I've never done the Age of Winter, I don't think. Because if I look here at Blessings, these are... the Age of Winter. I've never done... This is the Age of Winter. I've never done it. So, yeah, I've never done anything here. So I can do a couple of things at the Age of Winter just to wind down. I hint that I should leave and I should stop and everyone leaves. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Ooh, my Spriggan's gone away. This is just so much fun. I don't know what it is, like, ephemerally, like, substantially, I don't know what it is that makes this such a smoother ARPG than any other I've ever played. But there is definitely something about this that is just solidly good. And I can see my materials are going up as well. So, that's, some of the really rare ones aren't, but that's okay. And I'm getting more and more of these. There's a couple I've never seen. Oh well. Stomp! But there's about to be 3 musicals that starting in Melbourne that are all ones that I am incredibly interested in seeing. So I'm possibly about to head into a time where I will be going to the theatre weekly again. So this could be a very busy time for Brimstone. So about the time that this game releases is a time when I'll be playing a lot less. So I'm really glad I picked this up in early access. The other thing that's going to happen, of course, is the desire for me to play Cyberpunk again is rising. But the game won't be going anywhere. Die, spiders, die. I remember being picked on one time for playing a role-playing game, and someone did an incredibly graphic description of a spider during the role-playing game, during the horror role-playing game, and it really freaked me out. And everyone was picking on me for having just the description of a spider messing with me. What they didn't know at the time was I'd been woken up that overnight that night by having a spider crawl over me. So literally I was underslept and stressed by spiders at the time, and then that happened, and it was just like, I can't deal with it today, just not today. And everyone was like, oh, it's just a description, and it's like, right now? I mean, it was just a huntsman. But it was a huntsman. They're big and hairy. Oh, apparently I've completed this. I don't even know what the goal I completed was. Huntsmen's are big and hairy, yeah. This game is going to be amazing to play with someone, I think. Particularly with the whole concept of gathering the... Oh, I forgot... I watched the video last night, which included all the trading stuff, which including the name of the item that you collect in order to, when you're playing with people, in order to be able to trade with them, and I promptly forgot it. And I was watching it going, I need to remember this, and then of course I didn't. Because I'm me. But I love how you collect these shards from absolutely every affix and that you can put on an item. Giving you complete control of what goes on the item. It's just... Well, not complete control, but... Ooh, I leveled. Actually, let's spend that before I... Increase crit chance. Your melee hits have a 20% chance to grant you a stack of impervious, causing you to take less damage from hits, multiplicative with other modifiers. But you lose a stack when you are hit, and you lose all stacks after 10 seconds of not gaining any stacks. I don't think I need that. I think what I'll probably just take is additional health and gain a percentage of your maximum health as endurance threshold. Yeah, spiders here are no joke. I think I've mentioned in other streams that there was a... I think it was... I can't remember if it was Dora the Explorer. But there was a kid show which was all about teaching kids to... You know, not be afraid of spiders and to,
Not die here.
treat spiders with respect, and, they can be pets and all of this sort of stuff because, spiders, they may seem creepy, but don't be bothered by them. They're just, they're just insects and there's nothing to worry about. It was not shown in Australia. Now, I'm not for censorship. I am someone who is incredibly against censorship in all forms. People should be able to watch what the heck they want, as dumb as some of it is. I'm not for free speech. I think complete freedom of speech is not a great thing. For example, no one should be allowed to just stand up and yell fire in a crowded place. That's not free speech. That's stupid, and that is basically social assault. But I'm all for free speech and I'm against censorship. Now, you should not teach children in Australia that all spiders are cute and friendly, because they're not. We have a lot of incredibly dangerous spiders in Australia. Don't teach kids to just walk up and pet spiders. If they bite you, you can die. Like, not all of them, but many of them. Or, in some cases, worse. Yeah. So, the Black Widow spider is a relative of a spider here that we call the redback. I believe the redback is more toxic than the Black Widow. Also way more prolific. They're everywhere here. They're just everywhere. I more than once in my life, we have gone to our mailbox and opened up our mailbox, and it's like, oh, a nest of redbacks. So a redback has laid its eggs in there, and it's going to be like, if we leave this, there's going to be hundreds of redback spiders, so effectively black widows, in here in a short period of time. Yay! Yeah, good fun. Not really. Whitetails are the ones that we're most afraid that most people I know around here are afraid of. Sydney funnel webs or tunnel webs. No, they can't. That's what huntsman and Sydney tunnel webs, which are, is it tunnel webs or funnel webs? They are... I don't study spiders. They are large. They are... Yuck. I just avoid all spiders. I don't like spiders. We have a lot of spiders here that are just bad. See, these are the areas I like, and I wish there were more of them and they were, like, more green and lush. Because so few ARPGs do them, and I'm hoping we get more styles of endgame. Like, I've watched a few videos on, like, a few months ago, I watched a few videos on what sort of end game options Path of Exile had. Now, Path of Exile was way too complex. I am not interested in Path of Exile. But some of the options they had I thought were really cool. How when you got to end game, you had the ability to start building up what sort of end game options you had available to you and what sort of end games you wanted to play based on the build you were playing. Did you want to play tower defense? Did you want to play I don't even know, but it was like they were giving some really cool examples of different options of styles of play that you could do, and I thought that was a really cool sounding thing, and I could see them doing something like that in this. Because this game seems to be, how do we find the concepts that players like, and how do we distill it down to its basic element? And that is just good. Because unlike when I was playing Diablo 4, where I would say 30, maybe more % of my stream was spent doing admin. There have been times in this game where I've been doing admin, like I'm trying to forge the item and figure out how to make an item better and everything. But I would say most of the time in these streams, I'm just smashing stuff. I'm progressing through, I'm picking what's next, I go straight in and I'm smashing stuff. And any delay is often caused by my lack of familiarity. Great, like just cool, and I could, it's very tempting for me to have a couple of private streams which are just for me. So stream the game where I do admin, like I go in and I clean up my stash, because as I said, I wanted to keep a record for me to be able to watch in future, and do private streams where they're just for me to be able to go back and refer to later if I want to. But I don't stream them for public, I stream them for me, and it's literally just me not doing any combat or anything like that, which is the fun bit to watch. Just me cleaning up my stash. You know, maybe buying some stash tabs, maybe doing some reforging, redoing my filters. Because I can't imagine that's entertaining to people. I mean, maybe I do it as a public thing and I just announce at the start of the and put in the thumbnail. It's like, this is stream 17B, and you know, it's between stream 17 and 18. I don't even know what stream number this is, but you know, this is a cleanup or an admin stream, no gameplay, or no, you know, no combat or whatever. I don't know. But I've got the option to do all this stuff. It's just good. I'm loving the way this flows. Ooh. soon as I leap into the air, he teleports away. I mean, I would, if I was that good a player. I'm going to go check this shrine, see if it's a wealth shrine or anything. It is not, and then I'm going to leave. But this whole jump in, get your rewards, pick up the stuff that's relevant for you, and jump straight into the next one. How elegant is this? Now, I was curious. Tier 6, Tier 6. I'm not sure. I am going to end it here. This has been a 3-hour stream. I am going to be back probably in about an hour. Now, I know that's going to be way too late for most of you, but I need to take a break. I've been sitting here for 3 hours. I need to get up. I need to have something to eat. I haven't eaten today. I need to do some stretches. I need to look after this body. It may not look like it needs looking after, but it still does. You would think, why? Why would anyone want to look after this? It's the only one I got. Thank you, everyone. I really do appreciate everyone being here. Thank you, Thel. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Heliopolis. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, James. It's so wonderful having everyone here. It fills my heart more than you could know. I mean, this channel will never get monetized, so I can never offer membership options and stuff like I do over on Bremster Puzzles. But it's just so wonderful having people here. Thank you so much. Doing gaming with company is the best thing in my life right now. So thank you all. Well, doing this, whether it's puzzles or gaming with company, is one of the best things in my life right now. So thank you all. I'll be back in a couple of hours, and I expect many of you will be in bed. Bye all.